Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to my Artful Adventures. And today we are streaming in both uh, Facebook and YouTube. So I always have to adjust my glasses so the light isn't quite so glaring right in my glasses. It's kind of annoying looking. And then, then everything is like kind of backwards when I'm looking at it here on the screen. So, excuse me, if you're not watching live, be sure and let me know in the comments that you were here, because we always like to know that everybody is here. So today we have an event going on in the Facebook group, Sacred Treasure House. Ooh, got a loose hair flying around there. It's Sacred Treasure House, and it is a no-cost group to join on Facebook. And so we hope that you will go ahead and join that group, and you can watch all of the presenters today in that group, and all the replays are there. Everybody on Facebook is doing it on their own page. That's where their present is, on their own page, but they will be streamed into the group as well. They'll be shared into the group, and so then it's an easy way, because then all you have to do is just refresh your browser in between the people, and there you go. You can see everybody. And I did want to let you know that I'm on Facebook and YouTube, so in case you hear me commenting to people that you don't see at all, you won't wonder why you're not seeing all the comments. So welcome. Deborah's here, and Cheryl. I'm so glad to be with you today. And today we are going to make a pop-up box card. And I'm going to be sharing the basics with you so that you can know how to do that. I'll share the dimensions and everything. Following me is going to be the Painted Peach with Mary on Facebook. And I see, hey Regina, how are you? Mary's here. So I am just going to take a quick moment and see if I can't get Mary tagged into the comments on Facebook, so that people who are already there can easily find her as soon as I am over. And let me just type that in here. So what are you guys all up to today? How many of you have seen other presenters here today in the group already? We've always have some wonderful, oh, let's see, in the group. Okay, Mary says she's not going to be able, she kind of got on a timeout on that platform, and so she's not able to stream right into Facebook today, so she's going to be on her personal page, and then they'll share that into the group. So, okay, I don't want to take any more time. Let's go ahead and get started. If I don't see your comments, it'll be because, they sometimes get hidden and we aren't able to see everyone's comments. So let me put you down here to the desktop so that it's easy to see what I'm doing. Okay, I couldn't find where I was trying to send it. Oh, we're kind of crooked here. Let me kind of fix that a little bit. There we go. So I've already started this out, so you didn't have to watch the chaos of all the paper measuring and cutting, because that can be that's why it's nice to have somebody who has done all the measurements for you, and you can just get right to it, right? So let's see here. We have a piece of paper that is cut at, it's 5.5 inches this way. Let me put my cheat sheet up there. It's 5.5 inches this way, and it's 10.5 inches this way. And so what we're going to do is then you are going to score that at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10 inches. Oh, well, I don't even know what happened to my sample. I was going to show you my sample. Well, goodness sakes. Hang on one second. That is crazy. I should have thought to have done that. Hang on just one second. I've got somebody who can bring that over to us. Okay, it's coming. It's on its way, and I'll be able to show you. So I did have a picture of it on my Facebook page. Thanks. So something like this. And so this is this was actually a kit that I had, and part of what we're going to use will be some of these flowers for the kit, just because I have them and they're handy for me. But I'm going to show you how to from scratch make something, and my dimensions are a little bit different than what the box is, and so we are just going to go ahead and get started on this. I'm not going to take all the time to I don't know what I'm not going to take all the time for. Who knows, right? Okay. And I will go back and read all the comments, you know, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. And if you do have a question, put a little Q, put a capital Q, and then put your question, and it'll make it easier for me to go through and find those in the end. But just because I'm not, you know, chit-chatting with everybody, I can see, you know, who's here. I appreciate that, and I'm so glad that all of you are joining me here today. So back to the card, the basics for our card. Okay. So then, like I said, that's 5.5 by 10.5. Score it at 2.5, 5 inches, 7.5, and 10 inches. And then you want to turn it around the other way, flip it over to the other side, and score it at 2.5 inches. And the reason you're going to do it that way is I've talked to you before about how wherever the little indent thing is, you're going to fold away from that because you've already stretched the fibers that way, and so that's the easiest way for that to do. So I'm going to go ahead, and before I get to folding anything, I'm going to go ahead and snip these off. So by scoring it at the 2.5 inch line, then the rest of that is like 3 inches. So you've got 3 inches. So one side is smaller than the other. And that way, it makes it a little bit more decorative. You can see a little bit more of the bottom as we, you know, go through. So the short side is the one that we're going to trim, and we are going, and I'm just going to do I'm going to just try to cut on the outside of that score line, and I'm going to do that on both sides, and it's going to give me just a tiny sliver of an amount so that when it folds, it's going to make it easier to fold. And so only down to this score line here. And actually I'm going to flip that over because it's easier for me to cut to the right of that line, and I'm just going to do the tiniest amount that I can through there because I'm only trying to take a tiny bit of that bulk out, and that's it. So I'm just going to continue that, and I could have had this part done too, but some of this is sometimes the cutting and the little things like that are some of the important things that it's good to know about a project. So let me see. Thank you so much for all of you who are sprinkling it out there on Facebook. I so appreciate that. And sometimes, you know, it's not who is here with us live, but who comes along and sees us later. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it this way and do the other side of that line. That one I already did. So just the tiniest amount. And I tell you what, I love these scissors. These are some of those Tim Holtz scissors, and they're the big long shears. And I don't want to pull that to the front. I need to trim that in a second. And so again, I'm just doing it on both sides of that score line. So otherwise, I saw a lady one time, I was at a scrapbook weekend, and she was using these scissors, and I kept watching her make these cuts of, she was doing cut aparts, and I thought I would never try to do cut aparts and cut them by hand because that just seems like a recipe for disaster. And she was just making the straightest cuts, And so when I looked to see what she was using those scissors. So I asked her about it, and she told me how much that she loved them. And yes, she never did that before she had those either. So they're great for making long, straight cuts. So we've got Urban Diverse with us. What is your name, Urban Diverse? Tell me what your name is. I'm not sure I know. And if I did, I forgot, because that's how things happen, right? Okay, so now this last little one, we're going to cut all the way down and cut it out. We're just going to cut it completely out. And then after we do that, and get that all the way. The one thing is hard to make the, right into the, to be very precise at the end, because these aren't very pointed. And then trim off at a diagonal these little parts here for your tab. Okay, that's it. That's our cutting for that. Have you guys ever seen, how many of you have, let me know if you have seen any of these cards like this before. So now I'm just going to fold these tabs, and remember, fold away where it's dipped down, fold the other way. How many of you have seen some of these cards? Laura, okay, good to have you with us today. And then this way, we're going to, you know what, I don't want to fold these all yet. I want to put my little, my decorative paper on first. Okay. So, I have already done these, and this is what I'm using. I'm using, where we're going to end up putting them is, we're going to fold these this way, outward. And then we're going to put one piece on for the little mat here, and it's 1/4 inch smaller than this tab, the little flap. And then this one is just 1/8 of an inch smaller, so it just peeks out, and that's barely peeking out. I'm gonna have to trim a tiny bit of that off. Why is that doing that? I don't think I cut it the right size. That'll always make a difference, right? If you don't cut it the right size. Let me just trim now, and I'll just try to make my long scissors I've raved about. I don't think that's really straight, but that's pretty good. So 2 1/4 by 2. No, that's the bottom of something else. That is wrong. No wonder that didn't fit exactly. This piece needs to be, oh my goodness, I'm afraid now this piece is too small. I think it'll work now that I trimmed this off. If I'd have used the right size, my piece would have fit already. It's gonna be okay. So let's just go ahead and glue this on here. Oh my goodness, there I was trying to be all smart and ready. Look, you can be smart and ready and still, oh my goodness. Okay, let me just go ahead and put this down here. And you're just gonna center it. You guys know I like to use my liquid glue because it gives me a second to get it on there right. So then this piece would be 2 1/8 by 2 1/8. So you're just gonna cut it 1/4 of an inch smaller, okay? Oh my gosh. All the other ones I've made have trimmed edges. You guys, what? There I was, being all smart and sassy. So I gotta trim this corner off because all the other ones I've already gotten ready were trimmed. And then I'm gonna trim off the flaps so that they're all rounded. There we go. And that's not, there's something wrong with this corner rounder. Some people could say user error. I highly doubt that. You know I never make mistakes. Oh my gosh. So I got Terry and Becky and Laura's here. Who else? Kim is here. Let me look here who else we've got. Rose. Lisa's here. Glinda, hey there. Becky's here. Tanya. Created with Love by June Bug. Is your name June? And Crystal's here. Minnie. Oh, we got all kinds of people here. Mary's here. Regina. Let me know if that is your name is June. Okay, so now I need to wipe this off. Nope, I got two of the wrong corners. Gosh, you guys. Wow. So we're just going to cut those two like that. Phew. We're on our way now, you guys. We're going to make it happen. Don't worry. It's real. It is going to happen. You'll see. It'll come together. Okay. And then we're just going to put it on there. And then we've got just the tiniest bit of that white. And you don't have to do that. If you weren't going to do that, you would just use this other size piece that we had there and you would be good to go, right? So this is going to be the front. And the reason we're going to make this left edge the front is because when we turn this and we join it together, then if you happen to see inside the box, then you can't see like your seam really. So you just want to make sure that you get it flush over here when you glue it. And we're not going to glue it yet. So let's go ahead and cut these corners real quick. And we didn't cut enough. Now this will be interesting. Since I cut a tiny bit and they might not be totally at a 90 degree angle. We'll see how straight they are, but who knows. I've been having trouble with this, making those curved corners. And look, it looks like it's actually doing better with it not being quite as straight. That's crazy. That's very interesting to me. Okay, and so this would be the way it needs to face. So this will be a side. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And again, that outside edge, if you don't want to do the other, it's 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I've got another pretty butterfly to put on that front in just a second. The back, let's go ahead and put the other side on. Now the back is, we're going to treat the back a little bit different. The back, we're going to make it so that it doesn't fold. Now, even though we had the scoring mark there, we're going to make it so it doesn't fold. I know that seems a little confusing, right? But the reason we're going to do that is because they'll give you a spot to write. Otherwise, you don't have anywhere to write. So this piece is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, okay? And then we're just going to put that right here. And then you've got a little place to write something on the very back, because how can you have something to send as a greeting if you don't, have that? If you don't want to write anything and you just want it to be a little bit of a fun decor item to send, that's okay too. And you would not have to do this part. And then they could either you could either decorate it or not. Okay. And now it seems crazy. We're still not ready to do this because now we've got another step before we go. We are going to put in the little mechanism, so to speak, to put our little things on. So these pieces, we need 3 of these pieces, and they are going to be at, we're going to score them on each end at 1/2 inch, okay? Oh, what a mess, you guys. It's kind of messy looking. Let me wipe some of that away. So, I think, did I ask, have any of you made these? I would really love to know. Hey, Wendy. I'm really interested if any of you have made any of these before. Let me just kind of wipe some of this out of the way, you guys. All right. That's a little bit less distracting, right? Okay, so we're just going to fold these. And you might notice this is some of that close to my heart paper, and it's darker on one side than the other, which is kind of fun because then you've got, it's kind of like getting 2 for 1. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to leave it, face the top away from you, okay? And now we're going to put a little bit of your glue on here. And then put it about, since this is already 1/2 inch, that's a good place to start. And then put it down like about 1/4, 1/8 of an inch, whatever you want to do, and just stick that down there. And then just tip this out of the way and do your next one. I actually might, I'm thinking I'm going to do the last one first, and then I can center the other one. When you've got 3 things, if you put the outside edges on first, then it's easy to do that. Hello there, Kiki Stone. Okay, now we're going to put this here. And I'm just going to put it, I want it to be about 1/2 inch. Almost got it too close, you guys. And kind of put that there so you can see you've got it even all the way across, right? And then now we're just going to do the last one, same way. All right. Yeah, Laura, these are fun. They're not really, if you've got all of the measurements that you need and you've got some direction to go, they're really not that hard. Okay. So this is, let's see here. What have I done? I have done this backwards, haven't I? I did this part backwards. This is the one I did backwards. And it should be on the other side. Oh my goodness, you guys. I sure did. Because we weren't going to fold that one down. Okay, so we'll have to go back and do that. And I'm not going to mess with that. That should be on this side. It should be on this side, the white piece, or whatever color, your solid piece from top to bottom should be there. I can go back and do that because it's going to be on the outside. So let's go ahead and let's finish doing this. So now we're just going to fold these back over here, put your adhesive on all of them. Make sure they're kind of straight. And now all you're going to do is you're going to take this. This is, you guys, this is the easiest way to do this. I promise you. And then just fold it down. But make sure you wait till it's stuck. Okay. There we go. I kind of second guessed myself and opened it up a little bit. Hey, Jeannie. Yes, I'll take a store-bought card. No, I expect these kind of cards to be made and sent. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, Regina, this is, if you've always wanted to make one of these, you're going to be able to see how to do it. You'll have all the dimensions here. You'll be ready to rock and roll with it. Okay, so now just be careful. There we go. And don't leave it too long if you're afraid you might have gotten some of the glue in a place you don't want it to stick. Okay, so now then we're just going to go ahead and put some glue on this glue flap and fold it over. And like I said, just make sure it's flush because this part's going to be the front of your box, right? And just line that up and then just give it a good press. And you guys, if you like to use double-sided adhesive, that's perfectly fine to do. I just like to use liquid glue because it you know, you can kind of shift it around a little bit, right? Okay, and so now we can bend these down. I should have bent that down earlier. Now I've got this goofy white part inside. That's okay though, because you're not going to be able to see it. But remember, that white part needs to go on the outside. And I don't have a piece of white cardstock handy that I can finish that right here. And that's okay. We need to start doing the rest of it anyway. So there is the basis of your box, right? Now you've got a couple of things you can do. What did I do with my other butterfly? I guess my other butterfly flew off, you guys. What in the world? Did I drop it? Oh my goodness. Oh, here is one. There is another piece, but I need to get going here. So I've got all of these goodies. These were from an Anna Griffin kit that I have, and her things are beautiful. Her embellishments and things that she's got, they are really pretty. So since I had these, I found this was how I looked for this paper, and I decided to use this so that we could, oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, so let's get this on first before I lose it again. So it had butterflies and florals and all kinds of stuff, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit of the foam here, the foam adhesive, and put that down. Where do you find the glue bottles? Yes, my little glue bottles, I found them on Amazon, and they come, oh, I can't remember, something like a pack of 10 or something, right? So, and sometimes the little tops get clogged up to where you can't get them undone. These are just sewing pins, these long pins were some I had for sewing. These little nozzles can get really clogged up, and so you need to really have something that you can stick down inside the little needle nose nozzle to get it open. I'm sorry, I should have done this earlier probably. Anyway, better late than never, right? And so you just, put that in and out. And this is just a piece of painter's tape that I have, and I put that on there so I don't lose it. And it's not too bad about getting the tip too clogged, as long as you remember to put your cap on, in between, like when you're not using it. And since that little cap is attached right there, that's not too bad. Okay, now I'm going to tell you 2 different ways that you can do this. I'm just going to get all these out here so I can have some space. Okay, now then, when you get ready to send the card, you can either fold it back up like this, and you're going to need like a 6-inch envelope for this. And it's going to cost, the postage is going to be a little bit more than normal, because you would have a 6-inch square card, and square cards cost more to send. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I'm not the post office. I just know they are. But like I have said for several days now, it still is cheaper than driving your card there, right? With the price of gas, still way cheaper. So, I don't want anybody telling me how it just costs too much. Still cheaper. So, and who doesn't like getting something in the mail? Something nice, not bills, something nice. So you want to do this, and you want to make sure, and it would be a good idea to have, here's an idea, measure out. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape down here. So here's the bottom, and that'll help me remember where I was marking. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to make sure that I'm trying to keep within that space. And even though I'm saying a 6-inch envelope, a 6-inch envelope is bigger than that. It's for a 6-inch card, but it's a little bit bigger. And in fact, the cards that came with this they're like 6.5 inches, which I had never seen 6.5-inch square cards. But come back, let's see, today is Tuesday. Come back tomorrow, and I will do another quick tutorial about how to make your own envelope, okay? And I'll show you how to make an envelope no matter what size that you might need. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick things in here. You can either take, you can attach things on acetate and have it look like it's floating in the air, or like little tall sticks is all I can, little strips of acetate, and then you can put things on there and it looks like they're kind of floating, and it gives a lot of movement to this card. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to show you how to glue it right here onto here. So what you would want to do is you're going to want to take your, and you can either, you've got several places. Not only can you stick things to these 3 strips, but you can stick it along the very back and along the front. And by doing it on all of those places, so by adhering things to the 5 different places, you can give it a more full look to what you've put together, right? So, and you can start, like on these, I look for the things that are bigger. If you didn't already have these, you can take scrapbook papers and cut little images out. You can stamp images and then adhere them like with the acetate thing I'm talking about. Those things are always they look super cute like that. And I'm going to do one of those here in the near future. So you want to look for the tall ones. You want tall things. You want some medium things. You want something that's a little bit lower down in the front. So this is how you're going to get all of that to look like it's got quite a bit of dimension. And I have taken some of these sometimes and I have cut them so you get like more green in a couple of different ways. So let's see here. What else have we got? This might be pretty up in the back. Let's put this up in the back. And so remember, we've got to make sure that we don't want it any higher than, coming up here. So that's a good way to kind of place this. And I wish somebody would have talked to me about this before, because I have made these in the past and all of a sudden I had it way too high. And oh, you know what? We probably should, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to make sure that I mark the sides so I know where that's going to. So this would be kind of in the middle. Let's see. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it can come. I don't want to do that though. Then I don't have it centered for where I'm working. Okay. There we go. So now I've got this here, and we're gonna have to get going here. And so see, if I put that all the way up there, and I need to make sure it's inside, here too. So that's about as high as I can get that one. But, that's okay. And I can't believe, and I don't want to, I have left this open here. It's glued down low on the back, like down in here, because I want to still be able to stick something in there. I probably will take another piece of this paper and stick in there since I made that mistake. But, you know what we all say, I'm the queen of fix-it. I have some people who aren't used to, they haven't seen a lot of paper crafting, and they'll call me the queen of paper crafting, and I just think it's kind of funny because I know so many people that to me they're way more the queen of paper crafting than I am. Okay, and so then we'll just stick this. So once you get this one in there, then going across here and putting some of these down, you're not going to need to be any higher than that. So I'm just going to glue this, make sure it's stuck on that stem. And as you build them up, you can, add some things to each other, right? Here's a nice blue one. That's kind of tall still. Let's see, I thought I had another pink one that wasn't quite as tall. Here, this one is pretty. Let's put it in here. And you just keep building it up, right? And just kind of look and see where it's touching your little mechanism, your little strips there. Make sure. And you can, make sure that it If you want some up to kind of fill outside the lines, let's snip a little of this greenery so we can put a little bit of green in here, spilling out. And again, let's make sure it doesn't go outside where we want it. So I'm just gonna stick that in there. Goodness, you guys, I quit talking to you. I didn't quit talking, but I'm gonna have to go back. I'm having to concentrate so much on this and tell you how to do it. I've been bad about seeing what you guys are saying. So see, then it just pops out there on the side. And so just make sure that it's not gonna fall out to the other direction. Let's see. And you can go back in and add some, but you know, you don't want to put them to where they're hiding some of the other things, right? And some of them, if you now daffodils, and I have a problem because I like flowers too, and if I put daffodils, I'm like gonna think, well, daffodils aren't any taller. I mean, they're kind of a tall flower, so it seems kind of silly to put them like stuffed down in here really low. Just personal problem. Don't worry about it, you guys. Let's see. I think I could put this one in the front. Let's put this one here because it can stick in here. Let's try to... Some of these, I don't have anything going that other direction. I'm going to snip this off. And this is one of the reasons why when you put the things on and you use the, if you use the little acetate things, you know, you can kind of bend them around and you can get them right where you want them. We'll do one of those one day soon. Now sometimes if you don't get too much of this in the way, you can fold your card all the way up. Well, and I can still. Your people that receive it might not really know exactly how that works. You can also just fold it. You can put it in your envelope like this. So when they take it out of the envelope, they already see that, you know, that it's got all these flowers popping out, right? Did I make the flowers? No, I didn't. These flowers were in a set that was some stuff from Anna Griffin, and I would say that this is a very typical look for some of the florals that come with some of her things. So if you ever get a chance to, you know, see any of her things, and then you can just add in something, you know, that's not even a flower. You can just pop that in somewhere so that it look, and then we could just stick that out this other way. And I'm going to stick that to the back of that. Just some other little goodie. Let me see. I don't know. I'll put some more. I don't know exactly where that's going to land. Then it'll just, you know, kind of balance it out the other way, right? Thanks so much, you guys. Thanks, Kathy. Oh, yes. Tammy, you are really, that's early out there. Yeah, this is an early time when we do things and we have our friends all across the country. Boy, we've got people that have had to come on early. All kinds of time zones, right? Let's see. Now I need something really short. Oh, let's just put this one in. We'll put another pink flower in. We'll kind of lean it over there. Maybe we'll just, yeah, oh, there. If we tip it this way, that'll work good. And so you can see I've been putting them on the front, the back, and those 3 little strips that we added in, right? So there we go. You can also pop in a greeting. Where was my sample one? You can see here, this had like little greetings, and this came already done. It was on a strip and it was already done. But see how you can, you know, you just can keep filling it out and make it as full as you want to. And there, look how fun that is. Wouldn't that be fun to get in the mail? And so just make sure, like I said, you just want to make sure that you're staying within your, and no, I didn't, look at that. I did not do it. This last flower I put down is too far out. I think I can still move it. Look, I didn't even take my own advice. Okay, so let's put this back down in here. So you can see, oh yeah, because this sticks out this way. Nope, that can't live that far out there. That only needs to go about to the edge of that box, or it can fall out that way. So let's just put it to the edge of the box. And then let's see if I can find that other little piece of green I snipped. And no, I don't. It got lost in there somewhere. Well, shoot. Well, I tell you what then. Since we can't get that little green, let's just add another one of these little curlicues. I'm just going to snip some of that off. And that way that'll be in there a couple of times. It's almost like ribbon. You could think of that as it kind of looks like a bit of ribbon, right? We'll just snip that and put that there. Well, that is messy looking. Whoops, I'm getting that down into the seam. That must need some... I don't like the way that looks. I didn't get that on there right. Oh, there. I like that better. There we go. I found a place for it. You just keep playing around, right? You just keep playing around with stuff, and then you'll find a good place for it to fit. And see, it just fits right in there. So everything is going to fit in there. This might be, if that is a little bit too tall, you can take your scissors and just round it up. But, you know, if you don't have, there. You could either send it like this, closed up, or you can, you know, fold it like this. I personally like it like this. What do you guys think? Do you like that? Thanks, Terry. Do you custom make? You can get, this would take like a 6-inch envelope, Tammy, but I'm going to show tomorrow how to make an envelope. If you want to come back or watch my page, and you can come back tomorrow and we'll go over that, how to make it. And it's really not, I mean, I'm going to show you a way that you can make a custom envelope for any size of thing that you want. And I mean any size. And it's not hard at all. You know, sometimes there's these weird tricks to measuring that you just never think about, and when somebody figures it out and you know, it's like, oh yeah, I would have never guessed that. But all you have to do is, you know, have somebody who will share that info, and then you're good to go. So now all I have to do on the back of this, well, we might have just enough time. Where was that piece of white? Let me grab this out. So we needed just a bit of white on here, and I need to make it, it was 2 1/4, so let's just cut 2 1/4 here down the length of this. I don't need it this long, but for the sake of time, we'll just do that quick. And it needs to be 5 1/4. So we'll look, I'm actually gonna get the whole thing done. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it. Now where's the corner rounder? There it is. So we want to follow that line all the way around. And now we've got our corners rounded here. Get my glue. The one thing about this kind of glue bottle is that little cap that's attached. Sometimes it's kind of in the way and annoying, but you know, I just learned to like kind of grab it between my fingers over here and just live with it. And so now we'll just place this back here, and now you see you've got a little place that you can write a little note. and it folds up flat so you can still write on your little note right there. And then pop it in your envelope, and you are good to go and send it. And be sure and find out, and it might, there's a little bit of weight there. Make sure that you are that you know how much that's going to cost to mail it, because you don't want it to get to your recipient and then there was postage due on their end, right? That's never any fun. Not fun at all. So you guys, thanks for joining me today, and I hope that you had fun seeing how to do that. And you can come back and see the dimensions again if you need to. But I hope that kind of was a good look at that. So let's go over and see Mary, and we're gonna, if you're in the group, she is gonna be streamed into there, and so be sure, the treasure, or Sacred Treasure House is that group. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.